Hello? Yes, hello? Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Can you hear
Off
us?
track? Oh, Sarah, if I was still the intern, you guys would have no problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Did Melissa hit the wrong button on the mixer by chance? Which mixer would that be?
Hey, okay, now we've got sound.
Mixer on the table.
We've got sound on YouTube.
Really?
We've got sound on
Yes.
YouTube.
I have absolutely
Hello?
no idea how that happened. Yes, hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Can you hear
Off
us?
track?
Yes, it's working
Oh,
now.
Sarah, if I was still the intern, you guys would have no problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Did
All right,
Melissa
so
hit the wrong button on the mixer?
Somebody
by
has to
chance?
mute the
Which
sound on
mixer
YouTube.
would that be?
if you're
Hey,
watching.
okay, now we've got
Mix-
sound.
Yeah. Okay, we're good.
There we go.
So
Well,
back what we were
welcome back
talking
to the
about.
Off Track Syndicate.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess need to text Ron and tell him that we're on now.
Not it?
Oh, okay.
And stuff.
So we're on, and yeah, live radio. It's pretty fun. Sean is out today. I guess nobody heard that, but obviously
No,
Sean's
yeah.
not here. He's out working on his story for next week, the best and worst strip club in Chillicothe, Illinois. And stay tuned for
He's
that
undercover.
next week. He's undercover.
Yeah.
He does not stand out in a crowd at all. So stay tuned for that.
And no, Rocky, the guy in Nebraska was not in charge of IT. I'm just sitting here. I'm the pretty face.
That is correct. It is
Yep.
all my fault. I rearranged my
But we
office.
don't know why.
Yeah, I rearranged the office over the weekend, and a lot of things were plugged and unplugged and rearranged. So definitely my fault. But thank you guys for hanging with us. So I really appreciate it. Thanks for not giving up.
Yeah.
So we got
thanks.
Barbara, Kathy in the Berg, Timmy the pilot, of course, Rocky, Timothy Ratliff, I believe, was the first one. Jason Goki, William Finnerty Jr., easy for me to say. Paige, Linda. Am I missing people here?
Yehudi, Kathy in the Bird,
Yehudi.
I think Rocky, Miss Barbara D. I think you said Barbara.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. It happens. Live radio. Miss Linda Adamski. Is that Adamski or Adamski?
That's a
Yes.
Damski.
That's a puzzler. Adamski.
So, anyways. So, last Sunday, I went to my very first NBA game over in New Orleans, and we had courtside seats for practice. And one thing I know,
Did you see a lot of balls?
I did. And I was just going to tell you about the balls too, because
Okay.
I've usually been watching, kids play basketball, but seeing those guys, their hands make those basketballs look really small. Like they got small balls in their hands. It's like, holy
Right.
shit. Those are really small balls.
Tech
Isn't
Roo's
there-
present.
Isn't there a saying, something relative the hand size to something else? Or was that foot size? I don't remember.
Either way, they're winning. Either way, they got a handle on it.
Tech Roo.
Tigger. So I saw LeBron James in person, and
I'm sorry.
he's just as gross. I just think he's disgusting, and he's a crybaby. I think he was something I never saw. Not that I watch the NBA a lot. I'm only into basketball because my son plays it now, but he was really showboating out there. He had his personal trainer come out during practice, something that would normally be done behind the scenes with like these fancy massages, and just everybody else is doing their own thing, maybe have their personal trainer, but LeBron just really diva'd it up. It was just gross. Can't stand him. Don't like him.
Yeah.
Anyway. So what'd you guys do?
Yeah,
I
I
know
could do
you were absent, Rusty, because you got the invitation to go to the Oscars. Was that
No,
right?
no. I
You
went
never
camp.
you never texted us a picture of you in your outfit. I'm really disappointed about that.
No, I was camping. I was
Oh,
in
I get those confused all the
the
time.
North Woods of Alabama, and
Alabama.
it was fun, relaxing. I did break my sobriety run. I had me a drink one night out of the 4 nights that we were there, and yeah, so
When he says night, it was all night.
yeah,
Oh, I thought he said only one drink. It wasn't only one night.
no, it was only one night that I drank,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, no, it wasn't good. I pretty much lived up to my old ways, so I don't know. I don't know. I think it might be it for me. I think my drinking days are over. So
Oh.
it's not good. It's not good. So
Um,
yeah,
If you can't find the right spot to stop.
right.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I was telling you this before when we were doing show prep, but I told you that when I have kratom, for whatever reason, usually anxiety or chronic pain, but it really lessens. I don't drink as much as I normally would for either said anxiety or pain when I have kratom. And I know you said it tastes like shit, and if you don't take it properly, you can throw up for days. But taken in the capsule form, it really, I think it really helps out. I don't know.
well,
I'm not an activist, anything, I don't think. But when it comes to banning kratom in Mississippi, I really kind of took a stand on that. I even offered I would do public speaking events if they wanted me to, just based on my experience alone.
You would
right.
purposely ingest something that would cause you to vomit for days?
If it's taken the wrong way, I mean,
That's
tequila, if taken the wrong way, could cause you to vomit for days. But
fair.
when
Fair.
so I first tried kratom, it was when, God rest his soul, Doc Thompson was still alive, and they had John Bush on for his company. And I believe Handicapped Jeff and Brad were both partaking in the kratom. So that's what got me interested. And I, but it didn't come with directions. And that's the thing. So our human brain, especially those of us that are prone to a little bit of liking the euphoria or prone
Yeah.
to wanting the feel good, if a little bit is good, then a lot must be a lot better. And that's just not the case with kratom.
Yeah. So I'm gonna lay off, I guess, probably indefinitely, because it's just I'm too old. I guess I've finally gotten to that stage that I felt really really bad the next day, and not the typical headache. Well, no, my whole day was wrecked, and it didn't used to be that way, but
I'm so sorry you're going through that. You got to do what makes you happy, though. You got to do what's good for you. We're all getting
Yeah.
old, and sometimes that comes with adjustments, unfortunately.
yep. So
That is true.
um, what have you been doing, nights? What has your days filled with?
Work, family, running for school board here in my area. So
Yeah,
What?
throwing that in the mix as
Running
well.
for school board. Tell me about that. I've always
yeah.
wanted to do something like that.
Well, not physically run, no, I don't
You're not doing a
run
5K
for
or.
exercise, but
Oh, okay.
no, I don't do that stuff because I'm not insane. But yeah, I've been as a parent, I've gone to the school board meetings or local school board meetings, almost all of them for the last 8 years, just because it started out. I was interested. They were doing some additions to the schools. I wanted to know more. And then I stuck around because I just kept learning more and more about the ins and outs of how it operates and learning things I wouldn't otherwise know. And now, you know what? We're up for the 4-year term of the Board of Education, and I go, yeah, I'll throw my hat in the ring. We'll see what happens.
That's awesome. So, is there anything in particular, like a particular issue or particular concern that you have that prompted this decision?
Not, no, not currently. No, I'm pretty happy with our school district, the way the board's been handling things. You know, the last couple of years have been difficult overall with COVID and masks and that kind of stuff.
For sure, yes.
But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with the way things have been going there with the board, and just figure, you know what, I'll put my hat in there, and then I can give them my own insight if I am elected.
That's awesome. That is
we'll see what happens.
Super important. It's super important for the children and also, all of the other children.
Yep.
So we normally don't do typical introductions here on Off Track. And I had a Facebook message like 3 or 4 months ago. There was somebody that was watching Off Track and never knew what my name was. Sent me a friend request because it came up. So I know we have a lot of new listeners. So for the new listeners who don't know, who are you, the Knights Who Say Neat? Like, where are you from? Longtime listener of Mojo, new listener? Sorry to put you on the spot, but
You're fine.
I know people are interested. People want to know.
Well, you don't have to play it up. I know people aren't interested, but I appreciate the airtime. I'm just a guy. I've been a Mojo listener for years now. I started listening a bit after Doc transitioned from the other place, and then a little bit less after that, and then came back on, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, something like that. And been listening to Off Track and other shows around there. I converse with some of the hosts on Mojo, and just like giving people a hard time and spreading my sarcasm on Twitter.
That's what a jackhole does, for sure. So what state do you live in?
I live in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yep.
So how would you describe, is that kind of conservative, leftist, or middle of the road, or depends on where you live?
It depends on where you live. Really. Yeah. I mean, my area, we're pretty conservative around here, but then again, capital of Lincoln and then Omaha as well, the largest city in there, they're not. They're not all that conservative. It's kind of interesting seeing some of the state senators or state legislators, I should say. We've got a unicameral, so it's not House and then Senate. It's all one body. Seeing some of the people that they elect in the Omaha district or Omaha area, they come up with some weird stuff that I don't necessarily agree with. They wanted to, a couple years ago, they introduced something to make Nebraska a sanctuary state, which did not go anywhere.
A sanctuary state for illegal immigrants?
Yeah. Just anybody come in here. We're not going to do anything, forget the laws. Just, we're going to let you do what you want. And that didn't go anywhere. That didn't go anywhere. And for Timmy the pilot, Nebraska, we're one of those states that are surrounded by ocean all the way around. We're an island in the middle of the country.
Definitely an island, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're near, but well, I guess DM Dave, APR Coffee Dave, is on the other side of Iowa, but we're right next to Iowa.
Des Moines. Hence the DM from DM.
Yep.
I hope he's doing well too. I can't wait to get my coffee.
I know he was fighting with insurance.
I bet. My in-laws last September, my in-laws lost everything. Well, they had their house, but everything else. Already? I feel like we just started talking. Come back in a couple of minutes.
Like 10 minutes ago.
I know. All right, guys, come back. Miss you.
Leslie, you missed out on the best 15 minutes beginning of the show ever.
Right.
You'll have to go back and listen to it. It's fantastic.
Yeah. No video, just sound. Or strike that, reverse it.
Yeah.
There it is. That's the term I was looking for, Jason. Oceanfront property in Nebraska.
Yeah, I heard that's pretty hot on the real estate market these days.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you sell
Ron has us reset.
Okay.
So I guess we'll be coming back.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to do it at the half.
Yeah.
Poor guy. I make his life difficult. By accident. That's what you get when you get a female blonde to try to run the show.
Kathy says, it was awesome. Everyone was speechless.
Ah! Yuck. I feel like, what's her name? The college dropout, the what's her name? The blood lady, the one that was a fake. With the blood, the billionaire chick. I just started watching.
That's a lot of information. That's telling me nothing.
She's got her show on Hulu. It's called The Dropout, but what's her name?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Elizabeth.
The college lady with the blood.
The college lady with the blood. Come on, Jack. You guys know who I'm talking about. The college lady with the blood. She turned out to be a fake.
Not a clue.
And we're back.
Check.
After an amazing
1, 2, 3.
first, check. Are we still working? Check. You know, I didn't want to tell everybody this, but I had to call the tinnitus hotline.
Tinnitus?
Yeah, tinnitus hotline, but
Tinnitus.
it just kept ringing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I don't know. I couldn't get. Yeah.
That's a thinking man's joke right there.
Stuff. I was going to tell this story about these two guys that stole a calendar. They both got 6 months. Yeah, it was.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They stole
Anyway,
one calendar.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Holmes. Thank you. Okay, Knights. I'm not losing my mind. It's a girl named Elizabeth Holmes, and she was a billionaire with blood, and she was a
billionaire
blonde.
college lady with blood.
And a scam.
Okay.
That's what I feel like, except
that narrowed it down for me.
Sam sans the billionaire part.
So I'm still not sure what she was a billionaire because she dealt in blood. She was a billionaire because she stole a bunch of blood, but a billionaire in blood.
Okay, she thought she developed, or allegedly thought she developed a technology to where you could run a bunch of tests with just a single drop of blood instead of, when you go for
sample.
Yeah, we know when you go to get your blood work done, you get all of these files taken from you, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. And she allegedly said that you could get all of this data from just a small drop of blood, and it wasn't true, but turns out to be, I don't know if it was a Ponzi scheme. I don't know. I haven't finished the documentary yet, or movie, whatever. Michael Weston is in the YouTube chat. Awesome. Welcome.
Rusty's joke on fire.
Yep.
Right. Michael's speakers, or his tinnitus, must be acting up because he says Rusty's joke's on fire. You're not listening to the right show, man.
It's I think that's a common joke among the military, because they always tell you when you go to the VA, tell them you have tinnitus. You can't stop the ringing because you automatically get 10% of disability, whatever. Yeah, pretty common. It's so funny.
Yep, we had issues there. I'm sorry. I'm doing three different things. I didn't even mean to talk there.
I'm sorry we got you all flustered and my
I got
ignorance.
folks texting me, and
Don't pay attention to them. Gotta wait till break.
I know.
Put the phone down.
I can't help it.
Set it to silent like I accidentally did.
Right?
Well, I will tell you something, Rusty, and tell me your thoughts on this.
Okay.
Did you know that your tongue knows what something feels and tastes like before you do? Think of a tire, an arm on a table, a piece of raw chicken. Your tongue knows exactly how that feels.
I'm pretty sure my tongue doesn't know what a tire tastes or feels like.
But if you look at it, your tongue's going to tell you without doing it first.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes your tongue will lie to you because, like when you're cutting metal and there's
I
like
hate when
that
it
great
lies to
big
me.
pretty ball of steel and it's glowing red and you kind of want to pick it up and pop it in your mouth. Your tongue doesn't want anything to do with that.
Well, you got to listen to your tongue.
Yeah.
You got to, yeah.
I've never had that. I've never had that inclination.
Well, look at something and then imagine your tongue on it, and it's probably right.
Whoa!
Wait a minute. That went too far. What am I doing here?
Yeah,
I was
wow.
looking at a doorknob, an apron, a t-shirt, whatever. Next. What do you have for us, Rusty?
Well, this might lead right into what you're talking. Japanese city to host annual penis festival.
Oh, the Anal Penis
don't-
Festival.
Not the anal.
The
Oh.
Anal Penis
Okay.
Festival.
Okay, never mind.
And stuff. But yeah, so revelers in a Japanese city are preparing for the, here we go, Kanamara Matsuri,
Nailed it.
annual celebration also known as the Penis Festival. The Kanu Matsuri Kanamara Matsuri, which
Nailed
roughly
it.
translates to a festival of the steel phallus, begins each year on the first Sunday of April at the Kanayama Shrine in Kawasaki. I got Kawasaki.
That's
right.
nice. They named it
Kawasaki.
after me.
Yes.
Wait, how do you spell Priceline.com? I need to look up airline tickets for something entirely unrelated.
Yeah, entirely unrelated. You're going to Belize.
Revelers at the festival traditionally include sex workers seeking protection from disease, and in modern times, the crowd has grown to include
The crowd has grown.
LGBT groups seeking sexual blessings and married couples praying for fertility and healthy children. The event features phallic imagery reflected in works of art, edible treats, hats, puppets, costumes, and parades of portable shrines bearing sacred penis-shaped objects.
Phallic imagery. So do they sell the Little Mermaid on VHS there as well?
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, the castle on the image of the VHS is phallic.
I never
Yeah.
seen that. I heard everybody talking about it, but I've never.
It's there. When you see it, you see it.
Just see it.
Sounds,
Yeah.
I don't know, Rusty. Sounds like MojoCon to me.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a MojoCon 22?
I don't know. It'd be fun. It would be fun. I think we need to have it down at your house.
Sure. Mm-hmm. I thought like a serious no shit MojoCon would be in Texas,
Right. Yeah.
but
Yeah,
there's no
we-
studio, so we'd have to take over Brad and Beth's house.
No.
Well, the hotel.
They don't want that. They don't want that because it was set up for 20 for April of 20, and that's when all the shit hit the
COVID.
fan. They shut down the
Wait,
campground.
what
that I
happened in
had set up.
2020?
The
I don't know.
the
Something.
COVID.
Nothing important.
Yeah.
So when two people love each other very, very much, no, something happened in China where a pangolin, a bat, some kind of animal bit somebody, and then the world wreaked havoc.
Batman
Yeah, we can go through
had to ruin it
conspiracies.
all.
Rusty, are you texting?
Sorry, Chris is asking me stuff. Anyway,
Tell us more about the penis fest, the pest.
a legend about the Kaneyama Shrine's origins as a location. It's a legend about the Kaneyama Shrine's origins as a location for sexual healing involves, I can't say these names, Kaneyama Hiku and Kaneyama Jaime.
Say it slower with a throaty voice, please. Say it slower.
A Shinto goddess
my
who suffered severe injuries to the lower half of her body while giving birth to a fire god.
Ouch. They already
Well,
call
that would
that.
give you damage.
They already call that area the
Yeah.
Ring of Fire. I don't need that visual anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't want to give birth to a fire god.
the shrine continues to be a popular destination for those sexually.
Wow.
suffering from-
Oh my God. I'm writing that down. I'm putting it in Wikipedia later. Sexually, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, from sexually transmitted infections to prey under cover of night during the modern age. They held the first Kanemaru in 1969 to allow anyone seeking sexually related blessings from the shrine. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. They're having a freaking penis festival in Japan. Yay.
Yay. What's a sexual related blessing?
What do I?
Inquiring minds want to know. What do you consider a sexually related blessing? I really hope my dad's not listening tonight.
I have no idea.
What you mean as a reverend professor, you don't have any sexually related blessings to offer people?
He's texting again.
Sorry.
It's okay not to text right back unless it has something to do with the
it's not
show
this
right
Chris
now.
who's texting him.
It was the show. It was.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ron saying he got it all fixed, and Chris is asking what's going on.
Well, Chris is like a half an hour late.
I know. He's got it now. Anyway. So, what do y'all got? Y'all got anything? I got all kinds of crap.
Go ahead, Knights.
Well,
You're up.
How about
Not
authorities in Denver are looking for some thieves who stole a box of human heads,
A box of human, like
like a cardboard box that had heads in it.
What's in the box? That kind?
Yeah.
Like,
And an undetermined amount of human heads as well.
okay, here's a totally blonde question. Were the heads alive?
Well, no, of course
I don't
not.
think so.
Damn it.
I don't think so. No.
So they were human heads in a cardboard box.
Right.
Kind of
They
like,
had
sounds
previously
like a
been
mess.
attached to the body, but they were no longer.
Like, it sounds like a mass grave. That sounds gross.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It was stolen from a freight truck that had been parked in a Central Park neighborhood, like residential neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They were meant for medical research purposes. And the police noted that it was in a blue and white cardboard box that was labeled exempt human specimen and science care written on both sides.
Oh my gosh.
The thieves also ran off with a dolly, a two-wheeler to haul
two-wheeler
boxes
dolly.
away. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to steal the heads, you carry it with something, with a two-wheeler.
Heads are heavy.
So, yeah. The main thing there is the residents kind of wondered why in the world a freight truck with human heads was parked in their neighborhood.
Yeah, that would,
I would question that too.
Yeah,
in
that
all
would
fairness.
make me curious also.
Yeah. They still haven't found it yet. The box of heads.
Really?
If you're the guys who steal a box of heads because you think it's worth something, maybe it's a TV or something. I doubt it. But if you steal a box of heads, what do you do when you open it up and see faces staring at you?
They're like, oh, look, I got some head.
You've got some heads.
So would that be similar to stealing, like when people steal famous works of art or rare, well-known gems? They steal them, but now you have them. What do you do with it?
I would think the art and gems would be a little less terrifying to open up and find that you have it. You know, again, you open what I'm assuming was a cardboard box in a cooler, keeping heads cold. And again, you open it up and they're staring at you. That would be terrifying to open that up and see that. I can't imagine it.
Well, so they knew what they were doing. They had intent of stealing. I wonder if they had intent of stealing the human remains, or they knew they were getting a lot of heads.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, what would you? No, I don't know. I'm not going to ask that question. I don't know what you would want to do with a bunch of human heads.
Rusty, can you make a few phone calls and get them on the show? Because I think I would love to interview them.
Yeah. No kidding. But they were probably going to do. Now, I'm wondering, was
I
there
bet
like skin was on them, or were they like just skulls?
I got it.
I mean, what?
I figured it
It
out.
says human heads, so I assume it's not skulls.
They are barbers and hairdressers in training, and they were trying to get a leg up on everybody, and they were using them for learning how to braid and cut hair and shit.
If you want to get a leg up, you're going to need the whole body.
Yeah, you're going to need the legs, not the heads.
Yeah.
They stole their own box. Or cosmetologists, they were trying to, I don't know. Yeah, I am sometimes empathetic, and I go overboard with that sometimes. So.
Right.
Yeah.
According to a new report, adverse side effects occurred in over 3,000 women who used Botox last year, none of whom seemed surprised. So
well, you know, was that a joke or is that real?
No, that was
No,
real.
no, it's real.
Audio
It's real. They show no surprise.
But there's a lot of reason that they do Botox for men, migraines, and I think I heard there's one for the bladder, the incontinence, where they inject Botox into your pelvic region to Anyway, it's just Botox. It's just not for the face anymore. So you want a little bit of a conspiracy theory? Because I know some people love a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, it's not. I think it's science, but somebody's going to make it a conspiracy theory. So do you know nowadays when you go for a blood test and the data is collected, that now our blood contains plastic in it? There's traces of plastic chemicals. Back in the 50s, they did something about Teflon, and we have Teflon in our blood, but now we also have plastic in our blood.
Yeah, that's everybody trying to move away from, what is that, BPA, whatever that stands for, plastics, because it leaches off into whatever. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah,
not at all.
I know. And then, so since it's fact, it's science, but what do we do about it? Do we? They haven't decided yet if it's harmful or if it's a negligible thing or whatever. Like, we don't have to worry about it because there's a lot of studies that I have conducted that just because it's natural doesn't mean it's good for you. Just because it's man-made doesn't mean it's bad for you. So where do we go from here? Even though we don't know if it's harmful to our blood, do we kind of start taking a stand on single-use plastics, or do we kind of like wait a while? Because plastics are good. Obviously, plastics are the most beneficial thing is in the medical community and surgery and stuff like that. But, but like, what about, I don't know, single-use plastics? It does seem like a waste, but it never really bothered me before.
Well, I wonder if it, and of course, I guess all the studies have to be done, but, warehouses full of drinks, like water bottles, they make all this water and they store it, does time have an effect on, whether or not the plastic's leaching out? And all right, if it's even coming from that, I'm just using that for an example. But do we need to, if it's a time thing, do we need to get down to a supply of what is that called, where a lot of your companies have moved to supply side manufacturing or whatever, where the stuff comes in right as they're needing it and it's shipped out and sold, right then. There's not whole warehouses full of all these stored things.
On-demand manufacturing.
Yeah, whatever the hell that's
that kind of thing. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I like that. But when it comes to water and water bottles, though, I think it's good to have warehouses stored full of water in case of aid for natural disasters and stuff like that. But it's not just water bottles. We microwave a lot of plastic, and I totally dismissed that for years. I've kind of lately started throwing away my plastic Tupperware, buying glass instead. But I sometimes, I have my own conspiracy theories and think that, the news is saying this just to scare me about the heated water bottles or microwaving your food in plastic or in Tupperware. But now that I see the data on that, it's actually in our blood now. I'm kind of having second thoughts. 'Cause I use my sous vide a lot. I sous vide steaks and chicken, and I love the sous vide. But the temperature isn't high enough maybe to make a difference, but I'm going to start probably buying silicone bags or reusable bags to use my sous vide, because normally I just use Ziploc.
Right.
I cover my food in the microwave in plastic so that it doesn't look like someone was murdered in there.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to consider switching to aluminum foil. I'll consider that.
No,
I just take a can of cream
towel.
of mushroom soup.
Paper towels. Let's keep us loggers working,
Oh, I'm all about burning the paper.
It's amazing how little metal it requires to screw up a microwave. I once tried to warm up peanut butter in the jar, right? But they put that paper and foil over top of it before you open the jar.
Yep.
You got to make sure you get all of that off of there. There was a tiny bit of foil on there.
Yep.
And you start running it, and then it's a flash, and then let's go buy a new microwave.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. Yep.
Tick, tick, boom.
Yep.
For sure.
I want y'all to know that every day on my way to work, there's this bike that damn near runs me off the road every day. It's a vicious cycle. Vicious.
I don't get it, Rusty.
Yeah. Huh?
I
You don't get it?
No, I don't get it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, sexually.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh God, I had a bunch of shit written down, but they're more serious topics. So.
Well, great. Do we want a Florida woman story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Give us
All
a
right.
Florida woman, and Rocky.
All right. So, well, how about this? In place of Florida woman, I'll just say Rocky. That's going to be my replacement word there. Okay. So,
Got it.
no, whatever. I'll just say Florida woman. A Florida woman's accused of biting two high school students, though she has admitted to at least licking them. That's where the story starts. She's accused of biting students, but she has admitted to at least licking them. Okay. She was visiting the school store, which I had to read into this and then figure out that this school has a store, must be to allow kids to get things that they couldn't otherwise get, if they can't go to the store like that. She was visiting the school store one day and grabbed herself a jar of pickles.
She grabbed herself and then a jar of pickles.
She grabbed herself a jar of pickles.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, she didn't have any cash on her, and she tried to steal the pickles from the store for free. Two students were working there and tried to get the pickles back from her before she could escape. And with that, she allegedly bit the two students.
Oh my God. Over pickles.
But at the very least, licked them both.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And I did a thing on the tongue earlier. Yeah.
The boys claim the bites were hard enough to leave a mark. In her defense, she said she was just messing around, though she doesn't. I mean, how is biting the kids hard enough to leave a mark? Let alone at all, just messing around with them.
Oh
and
God.
Why do you need a jar of pickles that badly that you're going to fight these kids? And they're her teacher, or she's their teacher. So, yeah.
What the hell is wrong with her?
Florida woman.
Was
Right
this
there.
like on the
Nailed it.
coast? So maybe they had like salty skin or something? Low on sodium? What the hell? Well, she was trying to
I
steal a jar
don't
of
know.
pickles. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't know. Wherever Polk County is, I'm not familiar with the counties of Florida.
Wow. Rocky, do you have some insight?
Yeah.
What'd you say? I know she said something. I hate you, Dickie.
Oh, Roger Rabbit's in there.
Roger Rabbit. At least she licked them first before she did anything more. That was very kind of her. Yeah.
Yeah. She's set to be arraigned at the end of at the end of last month. It's April now. It's not March anymore.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
That went by fast.
Yeah,
It did.
That's what I call March Madness.
Yeah. Ultimately, this woman got herself into a bit of a pickle.
Oh my God.
You know, I actually applied for a new job at an origami company, but they folded.
Uh,
Oh, well.
yeah, you
Yeah.
heard about my fear of speed bumps. I'm slowly getting over it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Polk County is next to Rocky. Next to her county.
Hillsboro.
So I stand by Florida woman was Rocky. Just saying. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yep.
Damn it, Rocky. Alrighty then. So, Thomas Jefferson invented the swivel chair. I learned that this morning.
What?
Yeah, I would have thought it would have been someone like Ben Franklin or something like that, but there was a this contest, not science, it was like a science or fiction contest, and they had all these facts, and there was one fiction, but one of the facts, I thought it was fiction that Thomas Jefferson invented the swivel chair, but I was wrong because he really did. I thought it was something like Ben Franklin or something. He said all the hours toiling over writing the Declaration of Independence got him fidgety or something, and so he invented the swivel chair. Can
So
you
are you saying that he invented that to turn his life around?
He did, and then he did the hokey pokey. Can you imagine though? Because I bet when he invented the swivel chair and he got to twirl around, he went wee. You know he did.
Oh, yeah.
He totally was like
Yep.
wee. But yeah, the Declaration of Independence must have been grueling. Made his butt wiggle a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, Leslie.
Ben Franklin was too busy telling people to go fly a kite.
Thank you, Leslie. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I can't disclose.
Timmy says that was a fun-filled first hour. Can we all clap together in unison?
Timmy's got the clap again.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and he's trying to spread it.
Oh man. Well,
He's awake at this hour. I mean, that's amazing.
he must have been one of those
It's incredible.
OD people. not OD people, but those oh crap, I had a follow-up story to 2 weeks ago. I did the story on the guy that OD'd and died from caffeine powder because the scale was off. So now I'm gonna find it again. Here's part of the serious part. Maybe I'll talk about it on the other side. Depends. We will.
All right, that was a crazy first hour.
Yes.
Y'all want some more of the world's greatest shit show? Come on back. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
Subscribe. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some food.
No, we're in a break, Kathy. A fire hydrant has H2O on the inside and K9P on the outside. There you go. Just remember that.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah. What's the difference between ignorance and apathy? I don't know and I don't care.
I knew that one too, and I was not quick enough. What? Timmy says, awesome job, guys. I would have tossed all my shit out the window in the first 5 minutes tonight. Bravo. Okay.
All right.
He said he was setting up multiple computers. He's about to have a stroke.
Ah.
Rocky, I remember that show. That I don't quite remember the name. That show that did the silly jokes. I don't know. We may never know.
Anyway, so yep, we're back again for another fun-filled hour of the made-up show where nothing makes sense and the points don't matter.
Stuff.
But we do have audio.
Speaking of not mattering. Oh, wait, we have audio? What?
I hope so.
So, on Friday, this isn't an April Fool's joke, on April 1st, Oregon's opened their first women's sports bar, which means the sports bar is only for women's sports. It is called the Sports Bra.
And there went my joke.
In Oregon. Why do I keep saying Oregon? It sounds like a something on the periodic
like
table
an
of
herb.
elements. An Oregon bar holding its grand opening Friday is called the Sports Bra and is dedicated exclusively to women's sports. Jenny Wen, a chef and founder of the Sports Bra in Portland, said she believes her business is the world's first sports bar dedicated exclusively to women's sports. And she hopes that she's not the only one. So, not even just the men. How many women would go to this bar? Do we like women's sports? Crickets? Because
I mean, if they were, if they had a bunch of trans men in there to make it interesting, then I guess I'd watch it. I don't know.
Well, unfortunately, there's not enough trans to have their own team or their own league, I guess. But I don't know, because I know the whole controversy on women's basketball. Everybody's like, nobody cares.
But how is that controversial? If it's not entertaining, if it doesn't draw an audience, women's soccer, we got to be paid the same. We got to be paid the same amount. Well, as it turns out, if I'm remembering correctly, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. When you're looking at all of the variables in there, they were getting paid more in relation to the amount of money they were bringing into the women's soccer league compared to the men. The ratio of what they bring in to what they were being paid out, they were getting paid more.
So you're saying it's math?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. It doesn't matter, men, women, or wherever you are in between. If you're not contributing or making the same, if you're not generating that kind of revenue, then why should you be paid the same? And the same thing with some things where people want to see women, whether it's, I don't know, what do women excel at that people actually want to watch besides porn? Like, maybe figure skating, sandwich making. I'm sure that's in the chat somewhere. Cooking, but
looking behind me for my
wife. On the spectrum, men are generally there are more chefs that are men that are women. So I don't know. I'm not trying to be an anti-feminist here. I mean, I'm not a feminist, but I'm not trying to degrade women or anything. But if you're not bringing the customers, if you're not bringing the spectators, then it's fair and equal are two different things.
Right.
To be fair, you have to bring it. You have to bring the spectators. And if you're just being equal's not fair sometimes.
Right. Well, and okay, so this if I heard right, this lady is opening this sports bar named Sports Bra.
Yep.
And is hoping that she has a base of potential customers to come into her sports bar. maybe she's just saying that for the story. It's possible, but hopefully this business owner who put their money into it or has investors did some looking into the area and found that they have a customer base that can actually show up and will show up and likes what they're putting out there. Otherwise it's going to go down. Sorry.
Oh, wait, where's my bell? Yeah.
It's not going to work well. How about that?
So I don't know. I've never been to Portland, Oregon. So I don't know what their base is. I'm assuming it's pretty progressive. So, but still, I think even when it's progressive, people like what they like, regardless of where they are on the political spectrum. But sometimes women just maybe. Okay, beach volleyball. If you're really into volleyball, I'm not. I appreciate it, but I'm not. But that's also kind of sexist of me to say that, because when I talk about figure skating and volleyball, it's not necessarily their skill; it's how they look.
Their looks, right?
They're in a bikini, they're in a thong and a sports bra. That attracts everybody. I don't care how cis freaking straight women you are. It's still fun to watch, in my opinion.
Well, I just want it to be known that I will definitely go down at the women's bar.
You go into the sports bra. The sports bra.
Yeah.
Rusty will be in attendance when the sports bra opens.
Well, I wonder. I mean, it may turn. Looking at it from their side, I think it would kind of suck if it turned into a gay bar instead of just everybody going, and I kind of see it going that way.
Right.
But I appreciate their entrepreneurship. You have an idea, you invested, and hopefully it goes well. I'm not sure. I know where I live, and probably where Rusty lives, it would never. It would never happen. I mean, it wouldn't be successful at all. Either. Not Nebraska. No. I know nothing about Nebraska. I'm sorry, but it would only be in probably like super populated, super congested places where you would have that. And even if people didn't like to watch women's sports, they would only for just to say that they did, like they were doing their social justice part for the day.
Right.
And, that might hold water for a little while, but I'm not sure how long that would actually last.
Or go there to be ironic about it. Yeah. Well, I go to this sports bra, it's the name of the place, so I guess it's right. I go to this sports bar ironically. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So Dateline, Long Branch, New Jersey. Volunteers picked up a record amount of trash from New Jersey's beaches last year, with plastic items dominating the haul and bizarre cast-offs, including male enhancement pills, a set of braces, a glow-in-the-dark condom, just one, and a Turkish Airlines hygiene kit found on the beaches. The Clean Ocean Action Coastal Environmental Group, I bet their Christmases or parties are...
Yeah, sounds like a blast.
Released its annual report Wednesday on the result of the prior year's beach sweeps. Over 10,000 volunteers picked up over 500,000 items, and that's awesome. I think more people, we need to be out more. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but when I go to campsites, I am appalled at some of the places that people just leave all these little bits and pieces of crap, everywhere. And it's just washing right down into the creeks. Eventually it's making its way down there. And that's one of the main things that I do whenever I go to campsites is I walk around and I pick up all the tiny little bits of plastic and metal and, what in your mind makes it okay to take a wrapper off something and just toss it? Why? I mean, Jolly Rancher, wrappers and
narcissists. the world
It's-
revolves around them, and
Yeah.
they have zero responsibility. They don't care. They don't have any. They don't have any sights on the future. I mean, that's what we were talking about earlier in the first half hour about plastic and Teflon being in our blood already, and that's not only from the microplastics, but from the macro also. The little tiny animals, the little tiny reptiles, the lizards, and then also the fish and the birds. It's all getting into their system, and then we in turn eat them, and that's what's
Right.
getting in our blood. But it's also killing them too, and that makes our environment gross. We
And
want to
I-
go
and
camping. We want to go to the
I-
beach.
I am not blameless in this. I will take full responsibility. When I smoked for years and years and years, the thousands and thousands of thousands. Well, what do you think I did with that cigarette when I was done with it?
I
Flicked it.
So when I was a kid or teenager and I first started smoking, I was told by some, I don't know if it was my aunts or uncles or stepmom, somebody had told me that flicking a cigarette out the window, throwing an apple core out the window, throwing a banana peel out the window was all the same, that it would just, they were all organic material and would just go into the earth. It wasn't
Nope.
until I was much older that I realized that cigarette butts weren't. Like, I thought I was doing something good. Like, I was kind of like smug about it. Like, yeah.
I'm
I throw my
fertilizing the
cigarettes-
ground.
Yeah, exactly. Because somebody,
Yeah.
it was before I learned how to question things. I was totally into, if somebody of authority tells me something, then I believe it. And that's what I did. But I didn't realize until I was much older that cigarette butts are things that are not organic. They do not go back into
No,
the earth like an apple
Nope.
core or.
no, they do not. So, any of you smokers out there, you're going to think of this every single time now that I'm telling you, do not throw your freaking cigarette butts on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's one
Don't
thing.
do
One
it.
thing that pisses me off if I'm following behind somebody and all of a sudden I see sparks on the ground. Well, one, I check to see if they're dragging something, but two, then it's, oh yeah, they just tossed a cigarette out there, and okay. So I live in Nebraska. There's not a lot out here. There's fields and there's grass, and we've for the last 6 months, I think we've been in a fire warning, fire hazard
A ban?
stuff going on right now, right? And so any cigarette tossed out that window can go into the ditch and then start all kinds of stuff on fire, leading into fields and in the trees that we have around here, and take out people's houses. Look at California. Look at Colorado. It's not always some a-hole starting a campfire
it's
and
not
then
some
letting
big,
it go.
It's not always some big conspiracy theory or somebody lit it on fire, because it's usually
Right.
something careless.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes
it is, but sometimes it's just
other times it's just flick that cigarette out the window and it'll go.
it's just carelessness. Rusty, do you remember a couple of years ago? And I posted this on Facebook around here. All of a block just around me, all the way to the base, went up in smoke.
Yeah.
And while there's a bunch of ATV and Jeep clubs that go through that forest part there, and after they investigated it, they found out all of that devastation was from a single flick of a cigarette butt.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing that they can figure that out.
I know.
After all that.
I love that. Fire science is, I think, amazing. And they have, did you know I was in the Navy? I was a canine handler. Anyway,
the
they
Navy?
have,
We're in the Navy.
I love that they have dogs that do that. They can, I don't know how to train a dog to do that. I don't understand the whole concept, but they have dogs that can figure out the accelerant, and they can also figure out the origin of it. And I think it has to do with the degree of, like, the dogs and even the fire scientists look at the area and they try to find out what is burnt the most or has burned the longest, or however the hell they do it. But I just think it's amazing. I love it.
You didn't hear this earlier, and this goes to you. A fire hydrant is on the inside is full of H2O, and on the outside is covered in K9P. So yeah, there you go.
And it tastes delicious.
Does your tongue know exactly what that tastes
Yeah.
like by looking at it,
Oh
or
God. So you guys know I do that Rover app thing, right? I take care of dogs. I don't board them. I don't have the home to board them. I don't think Illy would like that very much. But I just do drop-in visits for people that work a lot, and I walk dogs. And I got a new client last week, and it was for a puppy. And I saw in other Rovers profiles where they charge extra for puppies, and I was like, why would you charge extra for a puppy? They're so cute, right? So I go to this person's house, and they work over. They're gone. I think they work 12-hour shifts, but they're gone from the house way over 12 hours. And I have a 2 half-hour slots in the middle of the day to go hang out with this little dog, and it is so freaking gross. The house is gross. The area that the little pen where they keep this little puppy. It's a 4-month-old Frenchie, little French bulldog. You could tell it was purebred. All of the fancy schmancy things, but I don't know if I really want to keep this client because it breaks my heart every time I go in there. The dog is chewing up the puppy pads. There's poop and pee everywhere, and that is fine. I'm used to cleaning up all that crap, but just being in that house, knowing that dog is, and it wasn't a COVID dog. A lot of people got COVID dogs because they were home, but this is only 4 months old, and it was like they wanted a real fancy dog to be taken care of. I'm not going to train it because it's a puppy. If I'm only there for 2 half-hour segments a day, I can't train it except for me. But it just really breaks my heart. Like, it's covered in filth. I don't think it's vaccinated, or wormed or anything like that, and I just feel so bad. And then there's part of me is like, oh, I need to go there so I can take care of it and I know it's loved. But then there's another part where I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how much I can take with this freaking dog or the owner. It's not the dog I'm pissed off at, it's the owners.
Yeah.
And I had spent 2 days of Rover wages on buying cleaning supplies and toys. So the dog didn't even have any toys or nothing. No chew toys for inside there. I had bought like Swiffers and Clorox wipes and paper towels and extra puppy pads and all this other crap just so I feel better. I'm not gonna leave that puppy without anything. It's just not what I could do. Oh my God. So I don't know. I might terminate the client at the end of next week.
Go up in price.
Don't kill the dog, Melissa. Dang.
No,
Wow.
it's the mom I'm going to terminate.
Raise your price.
So I thought my prices were high already, just so I wouldn't be in this situation. But maybe she might have mental health issues because she's very, I think I saw a bad shit. She's an RN, single mom, 3 kids, big, beautiful house, great neighborhood. But inside of her house, it's just not... You can't sit anywhere. Every chair, every piece of furniture, there's just stuff everywhere. I don't know what they do the other day. There's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's a hoarding thing, but it's yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one.
It's tough to handle.
It really is. I come home and I feel like so gross. But I also bought like the puppy grooming wipes. So when I pick her up, because she is I'm a big dog person, but this little dog, she's a Frenchie. She's really cute, and I try to clean her and wipe her off just so I can play with her and just kind of have fun without like thinking I'm getting the mange or something.
So anyway, where was I? I was picking up. We got off track.
Imagine that.
Yeah. So the Coastal Clean Ocean Action Coastal Environmental Group. Here are some of the other things. A hunk of human hair, a full set of dentures, a thong,
Thong,
a used Narcan kit, bullet casings, and a fake eyeball were among items.
A fake eyeball.
Some other things, parking tickets, lottery tickets. Folks, do not throw your damn lottery tickets on the ground. If you're buying scratch-offs, I don't know. No.
It biodegrades. Come on, Rusty.
No.
Come on.
Do not throw your ticket. Don't throw anything on the frickin' ground. A plastic monkey, a set of rosary beads, a mason jar filled with, we hope, liquor. I bet it wasn't.
Liquor?
Mini refrigerator.
Didn't even know her.
If it's a Gatorade bottle, it's not lemon lime.
Ew. Who put the gay in Gatorade anyway?
Let's see. The spring 2020 cleanups were canceled due to, guess what? Coronavirus.
If that was an outdoor thing, why would they be canceled? Because you can't catch coronavirus outside.
Yeah, but that was when people were getting arrested for surfing
outside. But I mean, you can't stay far enough apart from each other picking up trash. Come on. Well, one good thing, tampon applicators, the number was down from the previous year, 18%. So, I mean, that's good.
Thank God.
Right?
Yeah, you shouldn't use an applicator. Just like squirrel it up there.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Some more weirdness. Bowling ball pieces.
Bowling ball pieces?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that expression in my life. A bowling ball piece. Are you talking about?
It's going to be in pieces.
Did somebody lose their finger hole?
Right, I guess. A highway traffic cone, a check for $1.
Hey.
An accordion, a harmonica, and perhaps the lone instance in which littering might be justified, a CD holder filled with albums by Limp Bizkit.
Oh.
Oh, there's that.
Chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored water, right?
Poor Fred Durst.
Love that guy still. So I was wondering, since I remember growing up, I remember Keep Providence Beautiful. There were trash cans on every corner almost. And I want to say over the past 10 years, 5 at the very least, there's no more trash cans outside. And I think that's where and I think whatever green policy this was to reduce trash cans, I heard when I was after I retired from the Navy, went to college, and inside the college, they were talking about they were not going to have trash cans or recycle bins in the classrooms anymore. They were only going to be in the quad or in some of the main buildings. So that meant you had to pick up your trash and distribute it properly. But I think this policy backfired. They were doing that so people would recycle, pick up their trash and put it where it's supposed to go. But now there's hardly any trash cans. Wherever I go around here, I either go to, if I have trash in my car, because I do eat in my car and drink in my car a lot. And you got to find almost like a dumpster behind a restaurant. There's hardly any trash cans anymore. And I think the green people are trying to do it so it forced us to either recycle or put our trash where it was supposed to go or where they wanted it to go. But it completely backfired because people are sick of their shit and they're just throwing it out their windows, or they're just not even bothering with doing it anyway. I think we need, maybe it could be like a trash can. It could be the mafia. You know, if you want to go conspiracy theory on it, could be like a garbage pickup, the mafia not wanting to do certain pickups or whatever. But I do not see trash cans anywhere near like I used to. And it's kind of frustrating. And Rusty, I think to your point, I think that's the reason why a lot of crap is just being left everywhere, because there's no receptacle to put them in.
Yeah. It's horrible. Put your trash where it goes. All right, y'all stick with us for the last 30 minutes of this fun-filled half-hour stuff thing, whatever.
Rusty,
Mm,
put your trash where it goes.
yes. Put. Yep.
Just saying.
Well, and I wanted to say the Navy, shame on them, is really bad about trashing up the planet.
Don't get me started. When we come back, I'll tell you about that. It was 1997.
But I think, well, let's wait till we get back.
Yeah.
I guess. And stuff.
Wait, what? Show content?
What do you call an anxious dinosaur?
What?
Nervous Rex.
What do you call?
Boo.
What do you call a lesbian dinosaur? Lick a lot of puss.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. So we're talking about trash, and in the break I raised the question or the statement or whatever that the Navy is terrible about trashing up the planet in some cases. I don't know about all, but I know that there was some documentary that showed what they do on aircraft carriers, and they take all of their plastic and they melt it into a puck and they toss it over the side.
Well, when I was on I was on a carrier, and we had this the hockey puck making machine. It was a huge thing over on the third bay. But that's not what memories are very unreliable, but I thought that they said they were taking it somewhere else. I didn't know that they were tossing over the side. But I will tell you, when I first joined the Navy, I was in that Clinton area where we were downsizing a lot and decommissioning ships and shutting down bases. And I decommissioned 2 ships. Only me. It was just me. I decommissioned the whole entire ship.
All by yourself.
All by myself. It was a tough job, but somebody
That's
had
a
to do it.
task.
It's the toughest job I ever loved. And it was an adventure. But I think it was 1997. It was the second ship that I decommissioned. We would go underway only for the sole purpose. There was no training involved. There was no missions. And it was only to jettison materials that they didn't know what else to do with. So we would go underway for maybe 4 days and get rid of office equipment, huge valves, gaskets. This was before I was police. I was in engineering at the time. And we would have to go through and we would fill out all the paperwork as far as the shit that we're going to keep. But if we didn't have any place for it to go, like on shore to another ship, everything went over the side. Like literally just over the sea. Take up an office chair, just throw it over the side. Pick up a metal desk, just throw it over the side. And it was a huge, what we call then, it was a working party. Hey, working party Alpha, your turn up on the fantail, and we would just throw out even stuff still in the packages, O-rings, gaskets. To be honest, I don't remember hazmat. I'm sure hazmat was part of it. I wasn't in that. We just threw over materials, valve bodies, and just crazy stuff that the Navy didn't either know what to do with, didn't store, or I don't know, maybe it was a tax write-off. I have no idea. I didn't know anything about the logistics back then, or supply, or their money, but I just knew it was kind of yuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, your federal tax dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
I know why. I mean, they couldn't. You don't. That just seems crazy to me. Like they couldn't put out a thing. Hey, we're giving this stuff away. Or guess what?
No,
they could
they
sell
can't. No, there is a reason why they couldn't do it. There's also a program called DRMO. It's, oh God, no, I can't remember what that stands for. Mike, help me out if you're listening. DRMO. That's a place where they send things. It's like a program, and it's a place where you send things you can't use anymore, and then another facility or another command will pick it up because they can use it and it won't cost them anything. It's kind of like to put it simply, it's kind of like the thrift store of the Navy.
Right.
Defense Reutilization Marketing Office.
Exactly. That rolls right off the tongue. Thank you.
It does.
Yes. So when I was first on the aircraft carrier, the Roosevelt, I was a hydraulics mechanic, and I had noticed one of our big jobs was that all of our hydraulic hoses were failing, and a lot of our hydraulic cylinders were pitting, and the pistons were just crap, and it happened all of a sudden. But it was because I worked in the aircraft elevators, and our division officer was buying hydraulic fluid from DRMO, which means it was full of rust, it was full of sediment, it was full of materials that were messing it up, but he did it to save money. But in the end, it ended up costing us a lot because we had to replace all of this equipment. We had to have like this big hydraulic hose expedition, bringing in civilian contractors to rebuild our cylinders and replacing pistons and stuff, and it was just crazy. Anyway, that's my thank you for your tax dollars rant on the Navy. But it was fun.
Yeah, so I want everybody to go out and pick up some trash today. You see something, even if it's not yours. I know.
If you see something, say something.
Especially if it's yours.
Especially if it's yours, but even, just a little bit. It's okay. It's really, you're actually doing good. It's not washing into our freaking creeks and rivers and working its way out to the ocean.
Well, we still have here, so Rusty, when you were here before, we were already in COVID, so I couldn't take you on base. But there's a huge chunk of our base over here in Gulfport that is still was an Agent Orange dump facility, and now they are finally, I think, putting down. I forgot what they told me, but they're finally, I guess, trying to seal it or pack it down so it doesn't leach into our water system. So that's fun news.
I'd have thought they would have incinerated it. That was a big thing up here. The Anniston Army Depot put in that incinerator and burn up all kinds of World War II chemical weapons, and it took them years, but they finally got it done and decommissioned it. But I'd have thought, well, hell, why? I guess there would be a danger in trying to transport that stuff from one area to another to burn it up. So I guess you can't really do that. But I don't know.
Yeah, there's hazards in because you got to dig it up and then you have to transport it, and you don't know. Yeah. Michael Weston corrected me. It's the Agent Orange concrete cap that they're doing now.
I guess I'm not one of the smart guys who knows all about that stuff, but I would think that putting a concrete cap over it wouldn't prevent it from going down into the water table.
Thank you. No, Knights, you're still a fart smeller. Totally.
Yeah.
But But yeah, this has been an ongoing thing since I don't remember the year they had the dump here, but and it used to be where the housing is now. Some of the more fancy military housing used to be a golf course, and they used to play golf on the Agent Orange golf course.
Fun.
Good times. Yeah.
What color were the greens?
Same color as your oranges. But yeah, I guess and I don't know if it has anything to do with Agent Orange, but we're here in South Mississippi. I think we're at the tail end of the cancer belt that runs up the Mississippi River. So that's fun. Some feel-good news. Anybody got some good news? Like, do you want to talk about, like, I don't know, Chris Rock or something?
How about if you boil a funny bone, it becomes a laughing stock? I thought that was humorous.
That's a thinking man one right there. Yeah.
That is a thinking man's joke right there. It sounds delicious.
Laura Spears checked her spam email, and she had one that said she won $3 million. And it turned out to be true.
Really?
Yep.
That's never happened to me. I've had so many knights and princes email me.
I have never once emailed you, Melissa.
But they were all sweet nothings.
So, as this one American woman found out, sifting through your junk messages can pay off. Unbeknownst to Laura, an email notifying her that she had won lottery prize of $3 million had been sent to her spam folder. 55-year-old from Oakland County in Michigan bought a Mega Millions ticket in the Michigan lottery in the drawing on the 31st of December last year, and she matched 5 numbers to win $1 million, and she used the Megaplier, so she got $3 million. She explained that she saw an ad on Facebook that the Mega Millions was getting high, so she got on her account and bought a ticket. A few days later, she was looking for a missing email from somebody and checked the spam folder and seen from the Michigan lottery, and she won it. She claimed her winnings, and
she's $3 million happier.
Yeah, so
I was going to ask, how in the world did they get her email address? But I guess I'm just completely unfamiliar with buying your lottery tickets online. I always go to the gas station.
Right.
If I do that.
I didn't know you can buy lottery tickets online.
Yeah, you can the Georgia lottery, but you can't live in another. You have to live in that state. So, but anyway,
check your spam for sure. So this is crazy. When Mississippi didn't have lottery until last year. Ooh, excuse me. So, and it was a thing for me and my friend. We would go over to Slidell or NOLA and, buy lottery tickets or have a daiquiri or whatever. But since now that it's here, I hardly ever buy a lottery ticket anymore. It's not a novelty item anymore.
Right.
It's kind of, and I'm afraid that's going to happen one exit west of, if you would come to my house on I-10, one exit west of us, there's going to be a Buc-ee's built. And I love, but like I would, change a route where I'm going to just so I can go to a Buc-ee's, but it's going to be really close to me, and I'm going to be like, yeah. The beaver nuggets, okay. But the beaver nuggets are good. And one thing I want to say about the lottery, and I realized that from looking at the difference here in Mississippi. We've had it for a year, maybe 2. I can't remember. I really think that it is it's a voluntary tax is what it is. So they have made so much revenue from the lottery that our governor has proposed getting rid of the income tax. So income tax and sales tax, those are forced. You have no choice but to pay them. But the lottery is a choice tax. And so many people have bought into the lottery, so many people are faithful to the lottery to where it is feasible now for us to get rid of the income tax.
And here's where you're going to have people fight you on that. What about the people who are addicted to it? They have a gambling problem. They can't make the conscious choice to gamble. They have to do it, and they're spending and dumping all their money into it.
Well, the lottery, the where lottery tickets soar, the people that buy the most lottery tickets are the poorest. And Mississippi is a very, very poor state. We have a lot of poor counties all over the state, whether it's in the coast or whether it's in the north. And the lottery is, I'm not yeah, there's definitely gambling addiction. I'm not going to dispute that. But there are a lot of people that play the lottery that believe they make the lottery their retirement plan. They're like, okay, I'll wait till I'm 45, I'll wait till I'm 50, then I'll start buying lottery tickets, and then I'll retire. So there's a lot of people out there that really have an emotional investment in the lottery. And I think that, it's dangerous and it's sad to some point because
it's not a good retirement plan.
No, it's not a good retirement plan at all. But you're right, like the gambling addiction, and gambling addiction is huge down here because we do have casinos. We have a whole casino row that stretches all along the Gulf Coast to NOLA, and so we're kind of, all of us here kind of like libertarians, free. We
all make our own choices.
We all make our own choices. Yep. And then sometimes you want to kind of help out people that can't make their own choices. It's such a it tugs at the heart where to draw the line. Right. So the story that I did on the caffeine overdose a couple of weeks ago, that was okay. Follow me real quick because this does kind of go into it. So the guy bought, instead of just drinking caffeine, he bought caffeine powder, but he didn't have the right measuring tools. He was doing micrograms versus grams or something, and he ended up going way over because he didn't realize it wasn't a dumb guy, wasn't an addict, nothing like that. He just misread the label and he ended up dying. So, and this was in England, it wasn't in the United States, but now they're saying that they need to have a regulation on caffeine powder or caffeine pills, and to have their FDA or their version of the FDA either regulate it more or advertise it, put it in big letters. And then you have us over here, we're kind of like, no, personal responsibility 100%. But where do you draw the, is there a gray area? Because,
I wouldn't so much say that over here we're all, people make their own decisions, because it was years ago I read Imodium, right? Anti-diarrheal medication.
Mm-hmm.
People were taking high amounts of that medication to get high. Anti-diarrheal medication to get high. So now, rather than having bottles that you can shake the pills out into your hand, no, they're all the terrible, god-awful, tear open aluminum foil and plastic packaging that takes you a half an hour to open up in order to take the medication. And that's all through regulation.
Yeah, well, that pisses me. I mean, I lived through the Tylenol thing, and now every time I open up, even if it's just these little, I love buying these little. You get them at the gas station. The citrus salt, you could put them in like vodka, kratom, whatever, and it's all kinds of plastic around it, and you got these safety seals, and I'm like, damn it, you Tylenol, frickin', and that was all a hoax, but yet we still have those regulations,
right?
No, It wasn't a hoax. Somebody died from it.
Yes, but it was
one incident.
Yes, but it wasn't nearly as prevalent as
Right. Well, it's just like the Halloween candy. There has not been any reports, any substantiated reports of somebody finding razor blades in apples or somebody poisoning candy. There is none. It's a myth. It doesn't happen.
It's one of those. What do you call it? The oh crap! The
wives' tales.
Why? No, it's it's like a cultural thing. Shit, I can't think of the name, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, they're not real, but we still get paranoid and count. I mean, I don't do that for my son, but I know when I was a kid, we weren't allowed to go walk the neighborhood for Halloween candy. We would like my mom would take us in a car with our little plastic freaking face masks on and our plastic little aprons. And we would only go to relatives' house. We weren't allowed because in case we were going to get a razor blade, apple, or cyanide in your Tootsie Roll. I think, weren't you in a band called Cyanide in your Tootsie Roll?
No, I think Sean was.
Oh, yeah, probably.
All right, so here's some significant things on this day in film and television. 1953, American Magazine TV Guide publishes its first issue, featuring Lucille Ball and her new baby boy, Desi Arnaz. Speaking of which, have you watched the Lucy and Desi thing on?
I want to really bad, but I'm going. I
Good.
really want to because I heard
It's
it was
pretty
an.
good.
I heard it was an excellent performance by Nicole Kidman, and I'm looking forward to that.
It was pretty good. 1968, on this day, Planet of the Apes, starring Charlton Heston and Roddy McDowall, premieres nationally in the U.S.
And Michael Jackson.
Damn dirty apes.
Damn dirty apes.
Thank you,
That's a
Mike.
good show.
Urban legend was the word.
Urban
go.
Legend. Thank you, Mike. Yeah. Appreciate
That
you,
guy.
buddy.
That guy. On this day, 1860, the Pony Express began between St. Joseph, Missouri, and Sacramento, California. Well, that was some pretty tough characters to get on there and ride them horses like that.
Right. And that didn't last long. There's still there's a Pony Express station still in Nebraska. Well, I mean, they don't use it, but it's being preserved. You can go to visit.
Oh,
Just a
that's
small little one-room cabin.
huh.
Sounds
On this
happy
day,
and gay.
1882, Jesse James is killed by Robert Ford at home in St. Joseph, Missouri, I guess.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, good times.
Leslie, Melissa, we did the same thing. Only our relatives and neighbors. I lived in a farming community. We all knew our neighbors. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And stuff. What else? I don't know.
Did you know that a colon can completely change the meaning of a sentence? I have an example here.
Okay.
Jane ate her friend's sandwich. Or Jane ate her friend's colon. Completely different meaning.
That's awesome because I thought you were gonna like do one of those things where I'm hungry. Oh, let's eat grandma. Let's eat, grandma. But no, your take was totally better. I watched The Power of the Dog after the Oscars because I really want to see it. I really like Benedict Cumberbatch and I really like dogs. So let's watch Power of the Dog. There wasn't one freaking dog in that movie. Yeah, there was a couple in the background. Had nothing to do with the dog. And I had no idea about the end. Has anybody watched The Power of the Dog?
No.
It's
No.
a slow burn. It's a really good movie, and because I knew absolutely nothing about it, I didn't know that there was certain undertones in that movie. So I'm not gonna give anything away. Spoiler alert, in case you want to, but. Oh my God! If you're in for a 2-hour and 6-minute movie with a slow burn, that's a really good one. I do kind of want to see King Richard now, but only because I'm really interested in fathers who are actually involved with their kids' lives. But that's something totally different.
On this day, 1986, the U.S. national debt hits $2 trillion.
What year?
The good old days.
86.
Wow, I love Reagan. Yeah. Gilly, get the
I
squirrel.
hate looking back fondly
Get the squirrel.
on the Clinton era to the last time we had a balanced budget.
I know. We have said this before on the show. He'd totally be a Republican now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he would.
Gilly, say hi, Barbara. Watch this. Come here.
There's
Say-
Miss Gilly.
Watch. Hey. Hi, Barbara. You got that? Say hi, Barbara. Oh, yeah. Okay.
What else you got there, Rusty?
That's what I was looking for. But let's see. It is National Find a Rainbow Day.
Oh, that should be up to
Couldn't
Lep.
do that here today.
That's Lep's job.
Right? National Find a Rainbow Day.
He's a leprechaun.
That's right.
No, he finds a pot of gold. He follows a rainbow. I gotta get that straight.
Yep. What else? Nothing else looks good.
Nothing else.
National Chocolate Mousse Day. Oh,
Like the animal?
Yeah, they're
Or
made out
the,
of chocolate.
like, whipped
That's
cream.
a lot. That's death by chocolate. Yeah, for sure. Get it,
Yeah.
Gilly. Get the squirrel.
so go find you some mousse. Find you some mousse today. Oh, a Texas woman is preparing to run her 1,000th marathon.
That's not. You know what? I don't think that's good for you. All that running.
No, it can't.
No,
No.
I more than 2 miles in a session, I think is totally fine. I mean, even if you're military, I think you got some serious issues if you're running marathons all the time.
She is. She's going to be the first U.S. woman to do so. She never expected to become a serial marathon runner when she ran her very first race, but it doesn't say when that was. But and after that first, she thought, I'll never do this again. But she changed her mind, and in 2013 broke a Guinness World Record by running 129 marathons in a single year. Holy crap.
Marathons are the same as sneezes. 1 or 2 is okay, but 129 in a row is just annoying.
Yeah.
One upper.
Just gonna say.
She.
I don't
married-
do anything more than a 5K. I know I ran more than that in a single thing, but I think a 5K. But actually, 2 miles is perfect. No more than that.
Yeah. Angela Tortorice
Nailed it.
Tortoise.
of Dallas says all her vacation time is used for marathoning.
Get a life.
She has run at least 5 marathons in every U.S. state and will be running her 1,000th race in Irving at the Irving Marathon in Texas, making her the first woman to reach the milestone number of marathons.
I'm calling bullshit.
Her running has thus far raised over $1 million for research into multiple sclerosis, which, hey, that's good.
That is good.
Go at Lady in Pink.
Hi, Melissa Mojo 50 off Track Syndicate. Yeah, hey, so I'm calling bullshit on that every state thing. I'm from Rhode Island, and I know you can't run a marathon across that state. It's not big enough.
It's not big enough. What about lengthwise?
Maybe she was doing circles. Maybe she did like a spiral, and she got like really dizzy. She was just doing.
Well, now you as a runner, what were you used to do the running beer drinking thing?
Oh, hashing. Does any see? I wish I knew some jackholes that would hash. That would be awesome. Yeah, the drinking club with the running problem, or the running club with the drinking problem. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, the Hash House Harriers. If anybody knows what that means, we're gonna be friends. I haven't done it in a long time, but it's super fun. Oh, look, a squirrel.
Hey, well, let me toss a squirrel in here. We're running up at the end of the hour. Do we have a sponsor we want to talk about?
PirateCigar.com. Go over there and buy some cigars.
Oh, yeah, piratecigar.com
Warhorse.
and Warhorse Legacy.
Warhorse Legacy Foundation.org.
Warhorselegacy.org. And I would like to talk to, I need to talk to them. There's this other podcast I listen to. It's not a platform, it's just another podcast, but one of the co-hosts has a lot of money. So his New Year's resolution was to donate to a different charity every day of the year. But
Wow.
he won't. So I brought up Warhorse, but they're not verified by Twitter, so they need to be verified and I want to give him as many charities that we support here on Off Track, and we also support on Mojo, and I want to throw it at him so he can donate to them also, because he's in a huge platform, and I think that's really great of him. But be verified on Twitter to do that. But thank you guys for sticking with me, even though I screwed up worse than Elizabeth Holmes.
It happens.
Hit like and subscribe on YouTube, since we're on YouTube tonight.
Yes, please hit the likes. And we love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Leslie, Barbara, Mike, Jen, Tech, the other Mike,
Goki,
Kathy.
Timmy the Pilot, Yehudi, Miss Barbara D. Love all you people.
Thanks for not giving up on us tonight, guys. Have a great week.
Thanks for listening to me, guys.
Later.
Thanks, Knights.
Rusty Sean once invited in.
Wait a minute. We're still
I'm
on
assuming
YouTube.
we're not going to stick around in this room.
No, this is my room. It's completely sterile. You better feel privileged.